Star Wars 7x7 episode 2820. Today I'm continuing a series of looks back at interviews from Star Wars Celebration, and this time I'm sharing 3 of them with you, all of which fall within a particular theme which has to do with the lifelong obsession, fascination, and dedication that Star Wars engenders in its fans. Punch it! Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So the people that I talk to in this episode come from 3 very different spheres of work, and yet they are all very into one particular thing, and that is, of course, Star Wars. The first one you're going to hear is Paul Duncan. Paul Duncan is the author of the Star Wars Archives, both the 1977 to 1983 version that covers the original trilogy, and the 1999 to 2005 version that covers the prequel trilogy. Now, when I interviewed him, he was doing stuff at Celebration related to the original trilogy book, and he was already deep into the creation of the prequel trilogy book. It wouldn't come out for another year and change. The second interview is with Clayton Sandell, and at the time he was with ABC News. Now he's with a new startup outfit called Newsy, and the way he describes how he tweets is basically still very similar, like half disaster and half Star Wars, and yet it's all still very relevant to the conversation we're going to have today, what he talks about in his. And finally, Tom Spina is the creator of Tom Spina Designs and Regal Robot, and his particular obsession has to do with the Star Wars Cantina, and he's going to talk a bit about that with you as well. So without further ado, one further ado, we'll just say at the top here, thank you so much for joining me for the show as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be. And now let's dive in to conversations with Paul Duncan, Clayton Sandell, and Tom Spina. Hi, all right, can you please tell everybody your name and what you do with Star Wars?
My name's Paul Duncan, and I've written the Star Wars Archives.
Which is a tremendous book, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
An amazing labor of love.
Yeah, certainly.
So here's the big question for you. When it comes to Star Wars, what do you know for sure?
All right. I didn't know this for sure, but after doing the book, I now know it for sure. I know that Star Wars was my first love. I didn't realize until I finished the book, when I actually went back into my memory a long, long time ago, in a galaxy not so far away, that Star Wars was the first film that I saw on my own that I wanted to see, that I paid for. All the films before that were with my family, and they chose the movies, more or less. So this is the first film that I wanted to see, all right? And that, I didn't realize it again until doing the book, that all the research that I did for the 6 months between hearing about the movie and the film actually being released in the UK, all right? It was all about research, about the background, how it was made, who was in it, what was going to happen, images, every scrap of information I wanted to find. And of course, more than 40 years later, I'm doing it all over again. So what I know is that Star Wars started me on the life that I'm living now.
That's amazing. It's come full circle like that.
Absolutely.
So for anyone who wants to find out more about what you're doing online, where should they go?
Well, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, at Kershed, Kershed. Just come and say hello.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks very much. I've enjoyed it.
There we go. What's your name? What's your Star Wars claim to fame?
All right, I'm Clayton Sandell. I work for ABC News as a correspondent, and Star Wars is my favorite side hustle.
Excellent. All right, so when it comes to Star Wars, what do you know for sure?
What I know for sure is that we are going to have Star Wars probably long after I am gone, which makes me very happy because I am one of these kids who saw Star Wars at 4 years old in the theater, thought that we were done with Star Wars after Return of the Jedi. We entered the dark ages of no Star Wars, and so I was so happy to have my own fandom sort of awaken in 2015 and when The Force Awakens came out. And it is very exciting to me to see not only more movies on the way, but the TV shows. I'm now like into the comics and all this other stuff. So that is the one thing I know for sure, is that fans like me, fans like my kids, maybe my kids' kids, will be able to enjoy Star Wars for a very long time.
Thank you so much. And for anyone who wants to keep up with what's going on with you and your side hustle,
Sure.
How would they do that?
Usually Twitter is the best. I joke that I am a news correspondent, so it's like half death and destruction, half Star Wars. But I like to tweet about Star Wars more often than not. So it's at Clayton, CLAYTON _ Sandell, SANDELL.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, you bet. Thanks.
Hi, what's your name and your Star Wars claim to fame?
My name is Tom Spina. I operate Tom Spina Designs and Regal Robot, and Star Wars fans probably know me best for recreating most of the Star Wars Cantina aliens for commercials and things like that, and then also what we do with Regal Robot, making really cool licensed stuff for people's homes.
That is really awesome stuff, too.
Thank you very much.
So I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
And that is, when it comes to Star Wars, what do you know for sure?
All right. What I know for sure is that 20 years from now, I will still be trying to figure out everything about the Cantina scene. I have spent far too long already on it, and I know that I will spend far too much time in the future on it, and I love every minute of it. I love that you can watch that movie countless times, literally countless times, and still discover something new every time.
That's wonderful. I love it.
Thanks.
And so for the next 20 years of your journey, when people decide that they want to keep up with you and this and see what you're going to do next, where should they follow you?
So they can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest as at Tom Spina Designs and at Regal Robot. And can I close with a question for you?
Sure.
He's behind me, isn't he?
Do you really want to know?
Is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the force be with them. All original content is copyright 2021 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.